What if the fats you've been told to avoid for years were actually the healthiest ones? For generations, lard was a kitchen staple, until seed oils took over and changed the way we cook. But modern science has us rethinking everything we thought we knew. Let's dive into the rise, fall, and surprising return of lard. Lard wasn't just a fat, it was a way of life. For centuries, people across the world relied on lard for their daily cooking, food preservation, and even household tasks. Lard, rendered from pork fat, was used because it was versatile, accessible, and incredibly tasty. In rural areas, especially in Europe and North America, pork was a staple livestock. Farmers ensured that every part of the animal was used, and lard was an especially valuable byproduct. Rendering the fat from pigs was a time-honored practice, where fat was slowly melted down and clarified, leaving behind pure, clean cooking fat. Lard became essential for households, offering a long shelf life, sometimes lasting months without refrigeration, key in a time when cold storage wasn't widely available. In Germany, lard was used to make schmaltz, a rich spread that was often flavored with onions or apples and spread over bread. Schmaltz was not only a source of fat, but also a cherished comfort food. In Mexico, lard has been integral to traditional foods like tamales. The smooth, creamy texture of the masa dough owes much of its deliciousness to the lard mixed in, giving tamales their signature softness and rich taste. In China, pork fat was used in cooking long before vegetable oils were introduced. Dishes like dumplings and stir-fries often relied on pork fat for its deep flavor, crisping properties, and high smoke point. In the United Kingdom, lard was prized for baking, particularly in pastries and meat pies. It gave pies their distinctively flaky crusts, a texture that was almost impossible to achieve with other fats like butter or vegetable oils. But lard's importance didn't stop at the kitchen. Historically, lard was also used for preservation, especially before refrigeration was common. Meat could be stored in lard to keep it fresh for longer, a practice known as confit. This method kept food from spoiling, providing essential nutrition during leaner months. Lard also found a place in soap making and candles. With no part of the animal going to waste, this fat became a truly multi-purpose resource. For generations, people thrived on lard, not only because it was practical, but because it made food taste fantastic. Lard's ability to add flavor and texture was unmatched, and it became a key ingredient in both everyday meals and special dishes. So, how did a fat as cherished as lard fall from grace? The answer lies in a combination of industrialization, clever marketing, and changing health beliefs. As the 20th century began, industrialization transformed food production. Companies sought to create new products from cheap, widely available materials, and one of these materials was cottonseed oil, a byproduct of cotton farming. Before it was turned into cooking oil, cottonseed oil was considered waste, often used in soap making. But with the advent of hydrogenation, this cheap byproduct was transformed into a shelf-stable fat that could compete with lard and butter. In 1911, Procter & Gamble introduced Crisco, a hydrogenated vegetable oil made from cottonseed oil. It was marketed as a modern alternative to lard, with advertisements touting its cleanliness, purity, and ease of use. Crisco was white, odorless, and didn't need refrigeration, making it an attractive option for housewives eager to embrace new conveniences. But Procter & Gamble didn't stop at convenience. They launched an aggressive marketing campaign that painted lard as old-fashioned, dirty, and even unhealthy. Ads suggested that Crisco was a scientific product, a cleaner, more hygienic choice in a rapidly modernizing world. This message appealed to a generation eager to leave behind the manual labor of farming in favor of the urban, industrial lifestyle. In the 1950s, the food industry capitalized on growing health concerns surrounding fats. The famous Ansel Keys 7 Countries study linked saturated fat intake with higher rates of heart disease. This study played a pivotal role in demonizing animal fats like lard, butter, and beef tallow, while promoting unsaturated fats from plant-based oils as healthier alternatives. Saturated fats were blamed for high cholesterol, clogged arteries, and heart disease, while seed oils were seen as the solution to the growing heart health crisis. Governments and health organizations latched onto these findings, promoting low-fat diets and urging consumers to switch from animal fats to vegetable oils. The food industry was more than happy to comply, increasing production of margarine, vegetable shortenings, and bottled oils like corn oil and soybean oil. As these messages became more mainstream, the diet hard hypothesis, the belief that saturated fats caused heart disease, took over the public consciousness. Consumers, fearful for their health, abandoned lard and embraced vegetable oil, margarine, and shortening. It didn't matter that these products often contained trans fats, which we now know to be more dangerous than saturated fats. At the time, these products were seen as cutting-edge, modern solutions to the problem of animal fats, and by the 1960s, lard had virtually disappeared from many American kitchens. For decades, lard was vilified as one of the worst things you could put in your body. Saturated fat, it was said, was public enemy number one, a major cause of heart disease and high cholesterol. But modern science is starting to paint a much more nuanced picture, and lard, it turns out, may not be the villain it was once made out to be. The unsaturated fats found in seed oils, like corn, soybean, and sunflower oils, are high in omega-6 fatty acids. While omega-6 is an essential fatty acid, the problem lies in how much we're consuming. Modern diets, heavily reliant on processed foods and vegetable oils, are delivering way too much omega-6 compared to omega-3 fatty acids, the beneficial fats found in fish and flax seeds. This imbalance is problematic because too much omega-6 can lead to chronic inflammation, a contributing factor to conditions like heart disease, diabetes, and even cancer. Seed oils also undergo heavy processing. To extract oil from seeds like corn or soy, manufacturers use a combination of heat and chemical solvents like hexane. The oils are then refined, deodorized, and bleached to make them shelf-stable and flavorless. These processes can destroy beneficial nutrients and introduce harmful compounds. In contrast, natural animal fats like lard undergo minimal processing, just heat to render the fat, and contain no chemical additives. They are what they have always been, simple, natural fats. Lard, specifically, is about 40–50% monounsaturated fat, the same type of fat found in olive oil, which is well known for its heart health benefits. It also contains essential fatty acids and vitamin D, which is crucial for bone health and immune function. Meanwhile, the hydrogenated vegetable oils used to make margarine and shortening introduce trans fats into our diets, something that we now know is far worse for our health than saturated fat ever was. Trans fats raise bad cholesterol, LDL, while lowering good cholesterol, HDL, significantly increasing the risk of heart disease, stroke, and diabetes. In response to overwhelming evidence of the dangers of trans fats, many countries, including the US, have started banning them from food production. But for decades, these fats were promoted as healthier alternatives to lard, misleading consumers into making harmful dietary choices. Hey, if you're finding this exploration into the history of lard fascinating, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us bring more insightful content right to your screen. Lard's fall from grace lasted for decades, but in recent years, it's been making a comeback. As more people turn away from processed foods and seek out traditional natural ingredients, lard is once again becoming a valued fat in many kitchens. One of the driving forces behind this resurgence is the farm-to-table movement. As consumers become more concerned about where their food comes from, they're turning to local, sustainable sources, and lard fits the bill. Small farms raising heritage breed pigs are producing high-quality lard, prized for its flavor and versatility. In fact, many chefs have rediscovered lard as a premium ingredient. It's used in high-end restaurants to create perfect pastries, fry foods to golden perfection, and even flavor dishes in ways that vegetable oils simply can't match. Lard's high smoke point makes it ideal for frying, while its unique flavor enhances both sweet and savory dishes. Diets like paleo and keto encourage the use of natural animal fats like lard because they're rich in healthy fats and low in carbs. Unlike processed seed oils, which are stripped of their natural nutrients during production, lard offers a clean, unprocessed source of fat that fits perfectly with these dietary approaches. In some parts of the world, lard never went away. In many Latin American countries, lard is still commonly used in traditional recipes like tamales and tortillas. It's also a staple in many Asian cuisines, where it adds depth to stir-fries, dumplings, and broths. As more people embrace heritage cooking and seek to reconnect with traditional foods, lard has found itself back in the spotlight. So why should we rethink our approach to fats? Cooking with natural fats like lard, butter, and tallow can be part of a healthy diet. These fats offer the body energy, essential nutrients, and help absorb fat-soluble vitamins. They also provide rich, authentic flavor to foods in ways that industrial seed oils simply can't. If you're ready to make the switch from seed oils to animal fats like lard, it's easier than you think. Try substituting lard for vegetable oil or shortening in your next recipe, whether it's frying eggs, roasting vegetables, or baking biscuits. The difference in flavor and texture is something you'll notice right away. It's time to reconsider what really belongs in our kitchens and on our plates. Thanks for watching. If you found this video interesting, we've got a couple more lined up for you right here. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any of our upcoming deep dives into the world of traditional foods.